You got two choices. You want to hear a good story or a bad story? Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Pre-Accident Investigation Safety Moment, Operational Excellence Moment. I'm your host, Todd Conklin. How are you today? I hope you're good. Today's really a simple message, but it's pretty powerful. So I've been thinking a lot about safety and how we tell stories and how we do lessons to be learned and how we manage information. And I think we've done something kind of crazy, and that is we've allowed the distribution method to color the way we collect the data. And it's a pretty simple mistake. Things that we can measure, we measure because they're easy to measure. Things we can't measure, we tend to not measure because we can't measure them. Make sense? A lot going on there in that sentence. Here's what I'm going to suggest to you. One of the big problems we have is that the safety stories we tell are almost always safety stories that are sort of negative, that talk about something bad that happened. And I think our belief is that when we talk about the bad thing that happens, what'll happen is you'll learn a lesson from that bad thing, and you personally won't do that bad thing. Therefore, you're smarter, wiser, safer, braver, more stable. When in reality, we know that's not true. In fact, when I hear a bad story, my initial thought is, wow, that's a bad story, but that could not happen to me. I would not do X. I would not do Y. I would not do Z. And I sort of, because of the probability of small numbers, I sort of justify why that poor sucker had that happen and why me, the other poor sucker, would not have that happen. One way to combat that is by understanding that when we tell success stories are much, much, much more powerful because success is always best when it's shared. Now, that premise is really simple, but it's really important. When we talk about what goes right, then we're telling people not to manage the unexpected. We're actually telling people what conditions to manage in order to create success. It's a simple idea, but it's a powerful idea. And it's an idea that probably that idea's time has come. Not to be a Pollyanna, not to be overly optimistic, not to be naive, although all three of those things I could certainly do, but in fact to tell stories of success so that we learn what we manage in order to be successful. We're not managing outcomes, we're managing all the conditions that create the outcome. And the way we can do that is not by talking about what bad things happen, but by, in fact, sharing what good things happen. What does success look like? How did they manage that success? How can we learn those lessons before they fail? That's going to be a tough one because we're sort of hardwired to talk about the bad things, but it's time now to start talking about the good things. That's what it's all about. That's your safety moment for today. I hope you learned something new today. Have as much fun as you possibly can, and for goodness sakes, be safe.